hey, for those other people who gave up their daughters, and I was even there with the preacher's daughter, I was there, I was even the minister there, but hey, it's not so easy, yeah.
So easy.
Live out the well. And then I've got another daughter. I'm still praying, don't send him, Lord. You hear this sound, you start praying these things in private. Hey! And okay. That's a sign of growth. That's a sign of maturity. That's a sign of infiltrating the land and the country and the nation. When you have the ability to release of your seed into the ground, to penetrate and be effective for God. Amen. And I must salute the gentlemen and the men before me that release their daughters. It's not an easy road. But pray for Pastor. The Pastor don't crack at that moment. Amen. I was trying already how not to crack. And yeah, but today, let's start with the word. That's why I'm pumping myself full of the word for that day. Word control, and word of God will govern me. Jesus Christ, the author and finisher of our faith. Done deal. Hebrews 12 verse 2, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy, bring up that well, that was set before him, endured the cross, despising the same, and he sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Verse 2, looking away from all that will distract to Jesus, who is the leader and the source of our faith, giving the first incentive for our belief. So for your faith, for the finisher, the great author, then he said there's an incentive for your belief. Yes. In other words, God is going to reward you for your belief in him. Isn't that powerful? God is a good God for our belief, and is also its finisher, bringing it to maturity and perfection. He, for the joy of obtaining the prize that was set before him, endured the cross, despising, ignoring the same, and is now seated at the right hand of the throne of God. Psalm 110 verse 1. Faith, the lifestyle of the believer. Who's the believer? We are the believers. Romans 1:16, for I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation for everyone that believe. If you believe, God is going to give you a incentive. He's going to bless you. To the Jew first, and also to the Greek. Romans 1:17, for therein is the righteousness of God revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. Faith has got a powerful reward, and when everything else failed to believe in you, faith believes in you. You're going to get through the storm. Romans 1:17, for in the gospel a righteousness which God ascribed is revealed, both springing up the well, springing, see that word there, springing? Is it there, springing? Or it's in Romans 1:17. From faith and leading to faith, dissolved through the way of faith that arose us to more faith. And if faith started, it develops, your faith becomes now a more stronger faith. Amen. It's like the stream starts with one drop and then it flows, and then until there's no stoppable in that stream. Your faith stream becomes stronger now, where God can speak to you and depend on you to use your faith. Amen. Faith and belief, and there's an incentive for your belief. Wow. Mama, there's an incentive for your belief. So your faith becomes a stream a strong flow, and then God starts rewarding you. It is impossible to please God without living by faith. And we all know that. It's like your oxygen. You can't breathe, you live without it. Hebrews 11:6. But without faith it's impossible to please Him, for he that cometh to God must believe. And that belief is what? Incentive, that He is. And that He is a rewarder. That incentive becomes a reward. Amen? He's a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. And so your faith and belief becomes so strong that God cannot otherwise but to reward you. Everyone is here for a reward. If you believe, you will get the reward. Amen? Faith is also our receiver of all that God has promised His people. And now God, when we are in faith and we believe God that faith is going to come through, now God will speak the same level of faith but with the strongest stream to your next generation. And now you see your children will start operating on that. Even if they run away, God still get them. Amen? Imagine it would be if I would tell Simone on Monday morning, I want you to testify for this young man in the car. She's not going to do that. Amen? But if the Spirit of God, the Spirit of faith, which is a strong force, which He knows, He believes in the faith, whenever He speaks to you, you will obey. And now you receive a reward. And then the reward was when the young man followed her and said, we really needed that word. You don't know, that can be life and death. Amen? Maybe at his house there was a situation and he needed that word. Maybe he was suicidal. As you go to University of UCT, there's a lot of suicidal people hanging themselves, could not take the faith pressure of, when there's no faith, devil's presence, you will feel it there. And so now you step on it out through your faith and belief.